Right. My name is Hein. I'm a consultant psychiatrist. I'm professor of psychiatry and editor of Global Psychiatry Archives. I'm presenting here some of the papers I find very interesting. And this paper, which has been done by a team who have been active in the European Psychiatric Association. So that's people I know, Katja Koelkebeck, Maja Stefanovic, Doreta Friedecker, Claudia Columbia, Oliver Andauer, Florian Wiese, a very nice guy, Nikola Janovic and Mariana Pinta da Costa. They're all very much active in early psychiatry, early career psychiatrists. So this is a paper from them, and it's a very multinational paper, barriers and facilitators to conduct research by early career psychiatrists. And they do a literature review. It's not easy, but they're quite good at that. And that's the first time what I wanted to show is papers were identified through PubMed and Cochrane library. Then they looked for other papers, they looked for duplicates. They excluded papers which very often, as it is, weren't really relevant. So that's usually abstracts and titles checked, so title and abstract. So then some of them don't talk about the issue. And then there are 191 papers screened, and finally 16 studies included. So they do a table on that. I don't want to dwell on this. So this is paper of all the individual papers, and they come up with ideas about research. But I come back to the main findings, which are most important: lack of protected time and work-related stress. So early career psychiatrists have no time and dwell more on clinical issues, or are drowned in clinical issues and have no protected time. Lack of funding, big problem. People don't get funding if they haven't done anything before. So that's a general problem, and lack of support. This is something which I find very interesting myself, because what you see very often that in the UK, this country, people do audits. And these audits sometimes are from psychiatrists who possibly haven't done their own studies very well, haven't done research. And, there's something which might be clinically relevant in this hospital, let's say an audit about a specific service or an ADHD service. But what we want to do, if we want to publish anything, we want to do something which is interesting for trainees, young psychiatrists, as well as more experienced, Greek psychiatrists. So so there is lack of adequate academic mentorship and lack of training and research. So this is not only that the students have no training and research, but very often the consultants don't have any of that. So what would it do better? And this is some of the studies who proposed any of this. So some of the studies have proposals establishing formal research methods, on all of this. I refer to this, you have to read it yourself. But, one of the things is trying to find a decent mentor. And this can be done via contacting people, contacting academics, or it's a good idea, contacting Global Psychiatry Archive. I'm happy to support young psychiatrists as a mentor. And I've done this quite often, and I have shown quite a few students and young doctors how to publish paper. One was a paper by a doctor, and now was about subjective criteria for criteria for subjective memory. We have done something like A. And all these papers have been cited very well. So, and I would say, so what you need is a decent mentor. So these are individual papers who have given some opinions, some are surveys, what the problems were. Money was an issue in this. So initially, what they then recommend is just trying to find a mentor contacting a medical school, trying to engage with research specific for young or early psychiatrists, early career psychiatrists. So sometimes you can first I got a poster. This is how I became an editor of European Psychiatry Archives. I had a poster prize, and then I could use this poster prize to whatever, get a computer and do a questionnaires, and so that was possible. But anyway, I can, mentoring is possible in something, and yeah, contacting people. I think the internet at the moment offers you in decent opportunities. Sometimes you have to contact quite a few people to get some support. And the question is now, you can do something. Try to go for whatever young career psychiatrist specific issues. Do a poster presentation, or even try to publish a systematic review in our journal. We can help you in with this, and I think it's quite fun. And one of the things is you can then get some brownie points and say, oh God, yeah, I've done some research, I've done a poster presentation, I've done whatever, I traveled and gave a talk. And so at least you can show that if you want to apply for an academic position, even if it's a junior position, that you have been able to write something down. And if you can show this, the interest in your person for jobs, for getting jobs, academics or non-academics, is increasing. So I would say any type of research, as little or large, might help you to get into research again. So first, as a start, get a mentor, look at specific supporting organizations or programs which help you, young psychiatrists, poster prizes or whatever, and then you can start working on that. So that's my summary. If you want to hear more about these journals, then you're very welcome. We can, if you want to contact us on globalpsychiatry.gmx.com, globalpsychiatry@gmx.com. If you want to have more of these, whatever information about papers, then please subscribe to this channel. And if you want to become a member of the Global Psychiatric Association, send us an email again to globalpsychiatry@gmx.com. And thanks for your interest, and I hope your research eventually starts when you get into this, and if you make small steps, a little paper will always help. Thanks a lot.